Covering the Bases, sponsored by the Crane Automotive Team.
All right, welcome back to the Covering the Bases Super Regional Edition. I'm joined by Locked On Razorbacks podcast contributor Andrew Ellis. Andrew, it's obviously a big game this week in Arkansas and Tennessee, the Super Regionals. How do you feel about Arkansas's matchup this weekend?
You couldn't ask for a better stage for this series this weekend. I mean, two teams, big-time programs, a lot of eyeballs going to be on this weekend with both games being on ESPN. Tennessee's a pretty polarizing team that definitely is going to attract some attention, but I think for this Razorback program, it's kind of the culmination of what we've seen this program building to for years. They've been in this same spot before. Should be an awesome crowd. Hopefully the weather cooperates the way it is right now.
Yeah, and these are two teams that are very familiar with each other, not only playing in the SEC, but playing just a few weeks ago. Arkansas taking 2 out of the 3, losing the first game, winning the final 2 to win this series. What did you take away from that series just right back here a few weeks ago, kind of heading into this weekend?
Well, it's interesting. Tennessee takes game 1, and it kind of had a weird, nervous vibe here in Baum-Walker Stadium. But I think you got a pretty good preview there. 3 close games. These are 2 really good ball clubs that match up very well. There's a lot of familiarity on both sides. I would love to sit here and say, hey, yeah, Arkansas, they're just going to be way better. But these 2 teams are very good. There's a lot of talent. 13 top 200 prospects between these 2 teams in the MLB draft. There's a lot of talent on display. It's going to come down to whoever can get those big-time pitching outings. There's not going to be a ton of separation between these 2 teams.
Yeah, and you mentioned superstars, the 2 on either team. For Arkansas, it's Vahiva Aloy. Folks at home has heard me and Tyler say his name all season long. For Tennessee, it's Liam Doyle. He's both of these guys are players of the year, whatever you want to look at, the Dick Hauser Trophy or the Golden Spikes. Which one do you think is more reliable or has a better advantage for their respective team?
Well, I think if you look at Tennessee's situation, they're a little bit more dependent on Liam Doyle because, I mean, that's their guy. That's their ace. Arkansas had a guy like that in Hagen Smith last year. You know how big of a deal it is when he's on the mound, how much confidence that gives your team. Of course, Arkansas has confidence in Vahiva Aloy and what he can bring to the table. But there's a lot of guys in this Razorback lineup that can hurt you. If Arkansas is able to get to Liam Doyle the way they did here in this stadium 3 weeks ago, it would certainly be a big deal, and it helped them kind of secure that series a few weeks ago. I think that would be a big deal where I think Tennessee's a little bit more dependent on their star to show up. Vahiva Aloy's going to have plenty of help.
Do you think Liam Doyle will pitch Saturday or Sunday? Because, he's coming off not a ton of rest. Do you know what they'll do with him?
I would imagine, Tony Vitello was very quiet about that. Of course, he didn't want to reveal too much. I would imagine they hold him to Sunday, which is kind of what they did last time because there was a similar situation with Marcus Phillips, and that's a guy they have a lot of confidence in. Using Liam Doyle on a Monday in an elimination game, that's just what you have to do this time of year. I would imagine they give him an extra day of rest, but when you get in these situations, there's no real reason or logic that you can follow.
All right, last quick question. Prediction for this weekend. Does Arkansas get it done and head back to Omaha?
I like the Hogs to get it done this weekend. Of course, maybe a little biased there, but I do think the Arkansas Razorbacks are the better, more well-rounded team. I think there's a little bit more pitching depth on the Arkansas side. So if they're able to get to some of these starters, and if Arkansas is able to get even close to what they got out of Gage Wood and Zach Root last week, they'll be in a good situation. They're at home. They've won this exact series in this exact venue before. I like the Hogs to get it done in 3.
All right, I like that confidence. Andrew Ellis, Locked On Razorbacks podcast host, contributor, and the Bombastic Pod. Go and check it out. Tyler, we'll send things back to you.